Hello everyone, my name is Chris, and this is the easiest yet most effective way to solo carry your games on light class. First of all, solo carry does not mean solo queue. You should always play this game with a team, at least until they add ranked-based matchmaking. Disclaimer number 2, light class is the weakest class in the game right now, so if you want to solo carry on light, this is gonna be a pain, torture, misery with all the medium, with recons, with all the guys that are nuking, RPGing. If you really want to maximize your win rate, I highly advise you to go for double heavy medium or double medium heavy composition, as they will provide you with point presence, ability to defend the cash out, ability to steal the cash out. But if you still want to learn the light class, this guide is exactly for you. Before we go for fundamental gameplay principles, I'd like to speak about your build in general. What's gonna be the best build for the light class as of right now? Perhaps in the future this will change, so stay tuned for updates. When we talk about weapons, double barrel is superior to every other choice. Your MP5 is way too difficult for my personal liking. I feel like even when I am hitting all of my bullets with MP5, opponents still have the chance to react, opponents still have the chance to kill me, even if they are stunned, they can just hip fire me to death. It's very difficult for me to choose the correct distance when in reality you can just go for double barrel and two-tap the heavy, that you will have so many problems fighting if you were to play with MP5. The problem with M11 is range and visual recoil. It's not as appealing to play this weapon. Why would you play M11 if you can play double barrel? And then when we talk about LH1, this weapon is just inconsistent and other choices are terrible. Melee weapons, you can forget about them. For ranked, it's absolutely not suitable. You really never want to come close, and if you do, you need to two-tap a person and quickly go back to cover. When we talk about best ability for light, invisibility is superior to everything else. Of course, you can play dashes with vanishing bomb, is that how it's called? But it's just terrible. It is just absolutely terrible and goes against fundamental principles of light class. When we talk about grappling hook, this is just a throw, absolute throw. You are putting way too much risk on yourself. When we talk about other items you need to go for, I highly advise you to always play stun gun plus glitch grenade. And then when we talk about the fourth item, you can either go for frag grenade or switch it up to gas grenade. I've seen some players play with that. But I will give you one little trick that will help you when there are so many light players in your games, whether it's a casual or ranked game. You go for thermal vision and you destroy everyone alive because you see lights when they are invisible with thermal vision. It is super nice. Keep in mind that you can't see gas, you can't see mines. So good luck dying in gas and blowing yourself up on mines with it. Playing light is actually easier than you think. There are 4 steps that you can do in order to dominate your games. First of all, you scout, then you set up, then you stop, and then you snowball. Let's actually talk in depth about every single step. Okay, so the first step is a scout one, and it's very important to gather information early. You want to make sure that your team knows exactly if someone is coming from a direction that you are looking at. Not only you need to look with your eyes, but you need to hear with your ears. Unfortunately, in this game, there is a medium class with recon that has a superior scouting options, and you will never be able to out-scout the medium with recon. This is exactly why I highly advise you to play medium with recon and not garbage light class, at least until it gets buffed. But then again, some people just like to torture themselves like that. So when you're going for scouting, like, where do you position yourself? You pretty much always want to be on high grounds if possible, and when you are rotating, I highly advise you to learn how to rotate without burning your cloak, so you can actually chill while you're on high ground, and then you just stop and then you scout. you see if enemies are coming close to you. But this first step is going to be absolutely useless if you will not be able to help your team in time. What's the point of you scouting where the enemies are if your team is getting absolutely devoured by another team on the other side of the map? This is the main problem I see with light players. They just run away somewhere, they die there, they coin, and as a result, you lost timing, you lost momentum, nothing you can do. For what? You achieved nothing. This is garbage. So play close to your team, scout with them, make sure that you prevent any unexpected attacks that your enemies are gonna land on you. Step number 2 is all about setting up. So you have scouted enemies on a high ground. You understand where they are at. You need to ping them. You need to tell your team when they should position themselves in order to have advantage over them. And you need to set up yourself. Very, very, very important to set up properly. By properly, I mean you need to be in a correct time to strike. You need to know where the opponents will get to your team so you can properly throw your glitch and frag and then ready to stun a person and kill him to snowball later, right? So how do you personally set up? How do I personally set up on light? I go on high ground, I try to approach from behind, or I try to approach from the side. It's when it is open space. When it's a closed space, I can set up on a high ground, and then if we're playing building, it depends. If we're playing building first floor, I can play outside to catch anyone. If we're playing building last floor, I might play first floor and just try to kill enemies that are padding onto my team, or they are coming off the stairs or climbing the stairs, right? When you are setting up, it's very, very, very important for you to land glitch grenades. Super duper necessary for you, because if you are playing light and you are not hitting your glitch grenades, you are just useless. You ask your mom for medium with recon on Christmas, and mom says we have medium with recon on Christmas, and medium with recon is you playing light and not hitting glitches. Absolutely freaking garbage. Why would you even play the class, right? So let's imagine that you hit a few nades. What are you gonna do next? You wanna make sure that you go for step number 3. And step number 3, you stop. You stop. I see so many light players make the same mistake over and over again. Why? Why would you do that? You stop and let your heavy take all the damage on himself. Bro has a 1100 HP shield. It's 10 times more health than you. 10 times more. He can chill for at least 30 seconds under the fire. If he's really good with hiding behind natural cover, he's gonna be fine. No need to rush it. He's gonna be okay. And if he's not, you change the heavy player, because this heavy player is garbage if he's dying way too early, right? If you approach too early on light, you die from cringe. If you approach too late, your team dies from cringe. Let's imagine 2 situations. In one, you are approaching enemies. You can see that one medium is isolated and you are jumping on him. Instead of him wasting his ammo on your heavy shield, he's gonna waste his ammo killing you. And trust me, even if you stun gun him, he's gonna turn around and hip fire you to death. Nothing you can do about that. Instead, let him spend his utility and resources on your heavy, because this is the tank role in every single FPS game, or not an FPS game, MOBA game, right? Or how do they call it? And then again, you go after, because it's infinitely easier to catch the timing on a person that's reloading, not looking at you, not ready for you. Stun him and double tap him, go invis, and go for step number 4. Alright, step number 4 is incredibly easy. You snowball. Let's imagine that you scouted an enemy, you set up on him, you hit a few glitch grenades, maybe a frag, and then you waited for your heavy to take the responsibility, and now you're ready to double pump, go back to cover, turn around, and do the same all over again. It's very important to choose the correct timing again, because light class is all about engagement timing. If you miss it, you are absolutely effed. Nothing you can do about it. So you kill one person, you go for invis immediately, And then you just snowball. You kill one, you go back to cover, you kill another, you go back to cover, and fight ends. Usually, if you get a pig and your team is good, in a good position, and they are ready to take on enemies because you've scouted them early, they will be fine. Thank you very much for watching. See you.